podcast script, breath returned. Have you ever thought it was too late to quit smoking? Maybe you've heard someone sigh and say, "At my age, what's the point?" Today's story might make you rethink that. It's the story of Robert, a 68-year-old man from a quiet little town, and his long, stubborn, hopeful journey to reclaim his breath, his strength, and the joy of simply being with the people he loves. Robert lit his first cigarette barely out of his teens. Back then, it felt casual, harmless. Everyone smoked. Friends at work, neighbors leaning over fences, even his father. Tobacco became the background noise of his world. And so, for more than 40 years, cigarettes stitched themselves into his daily life. His mornings began with coffee and the soft curl of smoke rising to the ceiling. When stress pressed down, he found comfort in the ritual of a lighter flicking open. For Robert, smoking wasn't just a habit, it was part of his identity. But time has a way of revealing truths we once refused to see. As Robert aged, his body began to protest. A cough that used to vanish returned and stayed. Fatigue set in earlier, making even the simplest tasks difficult. Climbing the stairs left him gripping the railing, chest burning, lungs pleading. He told himself it was just old age, until one afternoon in the garden, trimming his roses, he collapsed. The neighbors rushed to help. Minutes later, Robert lay in a hospital bed, listening to a doctor's words that hit like thunder. "If you don't quit smoking, you may not have much time left." The doctor's voice was firm, unshaken, and behind it, Robert heard the urgency of truth. Quitting was utterly brutal. His hands twitched for a pack that wasn't there. His nerves frayed. Nights stretched long and restless, yet somewhere a quiet voice urged him on. Hold on. One more hour. One more day. Robert armed himself with simple tools. A water bottle always in hand, mint candies tucked in his pocket, long, deliberate breaths, counting each inhale, each exhale, whenever the urge crept in. They were small things, but they gave him back slivers of control. Then came the walks. At first, he could barely circle the block. The park he used to drive past without a second glance became his training ground. He shuffled down the path, sweat soaking his shirt, lungs burning, often forced to sit after just minutes. Joggers passed him with ease, but Robert reminded himself, "You spent decades chained to cigarettes. You can spend a few weeks learning to walk again." And slowly, the body began to forgive. One morning he woke up and noticed he hadn't coughed. A miracle. Small but extraordinary. Weeks turned into months. His steps grew steadier. His walks stretched further. One day, Robert finished the entire loop of the park without stopping, chest full of air, no longer gasping but breathing. The real victory came on a sunny afternoon. His grandson burst into the yard, clutching a soccer ball. "Grandpa, will you play with me?" Once, Robert would have smiled sadly and stayed seated. But not this time. This time he stood, followed the boy to the grass, and ran. They chased the ball, laughing until their sides ached. His breath came fast, but it was strong, not broken. And in that moment, Robert felt alive, present, grateful. Robert proved something powerful. It's never too late to start again. Quitting smoking didn't just add more years to his life, it gave those years back to him in color, in laughter, in breath. Every inhale became a reminder. Each day is a gift waiting to be reclaimed.